We are continuing to follow the latest in the death of Irvo Otieno, who died at Central State Hospital in March of last year while in police custody. As day 2 of the trial for Central State worker Wavie Jones comes to an end, both sides are continuing to build their arguments in this case. 8 News reporter Roland Wilson joins us to share more about what the prosecution has to say. And Roland, what is their message to the jury?
Well, Eric, the prosecution rested their case today after calling several witnesses to the stand, and their message to the jury is clear. They want them to know that Wavie Jones was one of several people who piled on top of Otieno for more than 12 minutes. Right now, I want you to take a look at your screen here, because this video inside Central State Hospital is a key piece of evidence the prosecution used to back up their claims. The prosecution has continued to point out Otieno being face down while in restraints. They're arguing that this positioning that he was in at the time, along with the weight from Jones and others, led to his death. A key witness the prosecution used today to back up this argument is the medical examiner who determined he was suffocated because the position he was in and pressure caused him to lose oxygen flow. The medical examiner took the stand today, stating she watched this video inside Central State Hospital when conducting her examination. She found that Otieno was obese, and being in a face-down position and having a large amount of weight on his chest ultimately led her to determine that this was his cause of death. Now, as for what's next, the prosecution will have to keep up their argument as the defense continues to call several witnesses to the stand. Eric?
I'll take it, Roland. Thanks. And now we want to get a look at how the defense has started to make its own case. And for that part of the story, we want to go straight live to reporter Sierra Krug, who has also been in the courtroom all day tracking these developments. Sierra, what do you have?
Well, Heather, before we get into their arguments, I want to first rewind just a little bit. Yesterday, our team spoke with Otieno's mother outside the courthouse, and she expressed both frustration and disappointment with the fact that her son's picture was never shown in the courtroom. So today, that was the first thing that happened. She took the stand solely to introduce her son to the jury, finally putting a face to the name of the victim. But this brief testimony happened after the judge denied the defense's first move of the day, requesting the mother to be excluded from the remainder of the trial. They feared her emotional reactions would distract the jury. Moving forward, so far, the defense has called 2 Henrico police officers who responded to an incident just days before Otieno's death. They walked us through body camera footage which showed a, quote, aggressive Otieno threatening responders verbally and lunging toward them. Jones's team appearing to use this to show the jury the victim's combative side. Now, both sides' arguments hinge largely on this Central State Hospital surveillance footage, yet both teams interpreting it differently. I want you to familiarize yourself with the term prone. That's a dangerous position when a patient is on their stomach, easily susceptible to asphyxiating. Now, part of the 12 minutes worth of video show Otieno on his side, but it's the parts where you can't see him that make things tricky. The defense highlighting pieces where the defendant and other staffers attempt to flip him to avoid the prone position, also drawing attention to a nurse observing and not intervening, something a medical examiner witnessed today called medical malpractice. Now, based on the defense's cross-examination of multiple medical professionals, they still seem to be suggesting that Otieno could have died from a sudden cardiac event because of his weight and an enlarged heart condition. Now, it'll all be up to a jury on Friday to decide. Now, in Dinwiddie, Sierra Krug, 8 News.